I just heard that they could find or they could feel and see themselves in you. Now, let's keep it PG. I know. I know that sounds a bit provocative, but let's keep it PG. Let's think about the soul. Think about the soul. Feel and see themselves inside of you, okay? Soul. Now, this is a soul connection that I'm picking up on. It's very, very, very spiritual. It's almost not even here. It's here, but it's not here. It's only here because your vessel is here. When your vessel is not here, these two individuals will meet in the etheric realm. Whenever I heard whenever the time comes, but then I heard that is divine time. Okay, so in divine time, when you're no longer in this realm, you will meet this person in the ether. This is how strong the bond is, okay? It's just tough because when you're here, you forget things. We have to forget our past life because it would hurt too much. Spirit just told me. It would hurt too much to remember because you're going to remember those that you actually love, and it would be too difficult for you to complete your task here for your soul's growth. I'm going to tell you guys something. There's moments that I've had. There's moments that I've had in my life. Many moments. And there's so much more to this, but I'm just going to say this part. Where I'll be meditating and it's like I have this memory of my star family. And recently the memories of their faces have been coming back to me. Because I asked if I could see them because I could feel them, right? And I miss them. And it's the craziest feeling because I didn't start truly feeling them in such a way until, how can I explain this? It was like when I decided to take on my chosen path. When I stopped arguing with the Most High, when I stopped arguing with the Most High and I actually took on, I wielded my will towards my destiny, that's when I started to feel this. It's like, not immediately, but like once you know how you do something new for you and you get into the flow of it, and then it starts to feel more natural because when things are new, it still feels like you gotta fix it up so you find your flow. But once I found my flow and it was just there, that's when other things started to come and grow within me, within my soul and my mind and my heart. And I miss them. I miss my star family. And they've been showing me them. I'm not going to get into how, but there was times where I cried for them because I felt it so deeply, but I couldn't put faces to it at first. But now I have faces, but it's they only give me a little bit. It's like, I heard they can only give me what I can handle. You see, that's the thing. That's why I feel like we have to get our memory flashed away. You know, we shouldn't remember our past life so much because it would hurt too much, because you would literally remember one of your experiences to the point where it could affect you mentally, like your mental state, your mental condition. That's why Spirit is saying that we forget. But sometimes there's a glitch, like those kids that I showed you, that show, There's a Ghost in My Child. Every time I watch those shows, it's like mind-blowing to me because the children, some of them could barely talk, and they're talking about their past life, and then they keep on talking about it throughout their childhood, randomly to their parents. And they'll say things that are so detailed, like, no, that's not my birthday. One little boy, his birthday happened to be in the same month as the birthday from his past life, but it wasn't the same day. It was something like his birthday in his current life was like a week before, but in his past life it was a week later, and he was still attached to his past life birthday. And when his parents would try to celebrate his birthday in his current life, he would get mad and he would start tripping. He's like, that's not my birthday. Then he told his mommy that she's not his mommy. She's his daughter. Tell me that's not tripping. So that means that in a different dimension, my daughter could be my mama. My daughter could be my mother, and she act like a little mother. Like, what? That's amazing. But it just makes me think about that, like how some of us, right? You know how sometimes I say how the soul family that you meet here on earth, you feel closer to them as opposed to the relationship you have with your blood family in the physical. Who's to say that you're not being reunited? Who's to say that your soul family is not like a family reunion? And that's what I mean when I say they can see and feel themselves inside of you. Some people feel like home. Have you ever felt that before? I hope you have, because it's a very interesting feeling, and you can't, like, when you first feel it, it feels like eerie. It feels weird. It's like, it almost feels like, I don't know how to say it. I don't even know what to call it right now. But it's this feeling inside, and it's like, yeah. It's telling you yeah, and you're like, nah. You're like, what? So these feelings happen inside. I just heard locksmiths create keys. They do. It's making me think about the reading from the other day about the master keys creates other master keys to unlock, so we can unlock each other. It's too early for phone calls. They know what I do in the morning, and they always want to be doing this. What do they want? So, what was I saying? So there's people in life that we are going to encounter, or I feel like Spirit wants to talk about this, to embed this thought into your mind for good reason, so that you could recognize what you see and you don't second guess your thoughts or your feelings. I heard you will know them by your fruit, by their fruit. I guess by yours too. You will know them by their fruit. You know people who are a part of your soul tribe by how they move, what they do, what they say, what they believe. Because they will just be in alignment with you on an intrinsic level. It's like, how? Sometimes it's just like, how? How? Is this real? See, that's when the doubt comes in, because it is so on point that it's kind of scary. Like, it's kind of like, how? How are you doing that? And you know that it's not, you can tell when someone is like doing what you do to be a copycat, and you can tell when it's happening because it's coming from their soul. So when you see someone that's on the same wave as you effortlessly, it's kind of like shocking a bit. It's a bit shocking. Okay. I heard a jolt to the heart. What's that thing called? A defibrillator? What's that thing called? Defibrillator. Is it called that? A defibrillator is a medical device used to treat life-threatening heart rhythm disturbances known as arrhythmias. It delivers an electric shock to the heart to restore the normal heartbeat. External defibrillator. This portable device is used in emergency situations. It analyzes the heart rhythm and delivers a shock if necessary. It's like a jump. A defibrillator is like jumper cables for a car. A defibrillator is like the jumper cable for our heart. And when you meet a part of your soul family on earth, it's like a shock to the heart. It wakes something up inside of you that was sleeping. It just does. And I feel like that's the way that you know that you just met your family. It's like, hello, there goes one of them. Like I was saying, I don't know if I even finished that thought, but what I was saying is I have memories. It started as a feeling, and now Spirit is starting to show me faces, but they're very faint. They don't show me too much. They only show me a little bit. But like there's times where I miss them so much. It's like so deep. And it's like, who am I missing like this? When I first started to feel it, I was like, I knew I missed my family. It was like this deep feeling, and I was boo-hoo crying. Like, what is wrong with me? If anybody had to see me, they were like, girl, you tripping. I knew what was going on inside. I mean, you know, but it's just like this. I can't ignore that feeling. It's so strong that's why sometimes I tell you guys I'm not from here, because that memory is real. That's not just a dreamy moment. No, I feel it. And then it's like Spirit often confirms my feelings, and I could have kept that to myself because I feel like that's like a really personal thing for me, because that's my family for real. But I feel like I need to tell you. It's like Spirit wants me to tell you, because I'm sure you guys, some of you might have experienced what I've experienced in that way. And I just want you to know that this is a real thing. Like, there's so much realness that goes on around us that's not talked about, because those who have control of what we receive on an informational tip definitely don't want you to know about this. There's too much knowledge. It's too much power. You know, I always talk about that, because that's why everything has been orchestrated in such a way, is to make sure that you don't know. You know, my father was looking at something last night, and I never even heard this before, but he told me that Pocahontas, there's a museum in, I think, Virginia, which now I feel like I need to go there. But there is there's like a sculpture of Pocahontas's father, and his name is like Powhatan, I think that's how you pronounce it. But he is a black man. And he looked like he was in like warrior regalia. Like you could tell he lived off the fat of the land. Like he was giving hunter vibes. He had the high cheekbones, the wide nose, you know. They didn't teach us that in school. You see? That's what I'm talking about. That right there. So now we have to go on a journey to go find on our own what has been hidden. So when you see and feel yourself, like your character in someone else, when you start to feel like you're looking at a mirror, the person might not look just like you, of course, but your souls mirror one another. Then you're like, oh, that's my family. Oh, wow. Well, I never knew until I knew. And I'm just going to accept what I know. Because why reject something so beautiful? Hello. Hey, they agree with me. I said, hello. I said, beep, beep. So, yeah, I think that's it for this reading. So when you feel that, don't reject it. Don't think it's crazy. Analyze it. Dive into it. See what it's about. Because it's like you meet the people that you've been missing in your life. And the people that you are meant to align with. This is just something that happens, and it's like as soon as you accept your destiny, the destiny that God has for you now, not wielding your will towards something that you think is best for you. I'm talking about when you decide to wield your destiny into that direction, into the direction that God has planned for you. It's a beautiful place to be, because you see so many things that you become ready for. There's things that many of you should be seeing, but you can only see them when you're ready. And your heart will identify when you're ready. Just like for people who have the ability to see spirits when they want to show themselves, you have to be ready for that, because that could be trippy. I know what it's like. I see them sometimes. Now I'm not so hesitant to say it. But it's a real thing, y'all. I'm going to tell you those stories in my own way when Spirit tells me how they want me to do it. But it's just so beautiful. And it only happens when you're ready. It only happens when you're open to it. It only happens when you believe. And then it's like so many of you have the ability, but too many things could be going on around you to where you can't see right now. Just because that's one thing. It happens the most when I'm zoning and when I meditate a lot all the time. But now that my father is here, I haven't been meditating as much as I usually do. But I still do. But it's like when I am spending time, quality time with Spirit, and when I meditate for extended periods of time, it's like, how can I explain what I'm thinking? When you do that and the intention is to connect with them, they will connect with you. They will. And when they do, it's always so unique. Like the ways that they teach you, the ways that they come to you. But yeah, don't reject your feelings. Don't think that they're not true. When you allow your intuition to guide you in that guide per spirit, GPS. I put that in my book. Guide per spirit, not the book that I just finished, the first one, The Concealment of the Wounded Healer. That's that internal, eternal guide per spirit. It's like spirit is guiding you. Your spirit family that's connected to you and with you, they guide you when you get those intuitive nudges. Like the intuition is strengthened by them when you're willing to pay attention and listen. So, yeah, I think that's it for this reading. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you are magic. And when you feel it, let it be. Don't reject it.